Don't cry when I'm gone. Tears ruin the gin. Let me be the soft rot that starts at the core of your thick English room. The almond you bite, the sweet that turns to sour between your perfect English teeth, the taste you will never quite rinse away, no matter how many G&Q you throw at it. I was your spring in Q, when the cherry blossom pretended the war never happened. Your summer of pims and punts and lies on the grass at Henley, your autumn of fog and separation in a flat above a pawn shop in the Fulham Road. Now I wanna be your winter inside the mold that grows when the fruit is forgotten in the bowl, the blue fuzz that claims the last bite, the quiet revenge of everything that was once beautiful. When the trumpet takes its last breath, long as the Thames from Cricklade to the north, when the pianist slams the lid like a coffin in Brookwall Cemetery, when the double bass gives one final death rattle, like the old underground trains they scrapped in '63, you'll understand. I never existed outside your empire and pawn, but I still rule from the compost, your heart between your ribs, between your lies and your cucumber sandwiches, between the sheets that still smell of someone else, lights out, smoke rising like the incense at a requiem. Nobody bothered to attend. Last chord hanging in the air, like the smell of wet wool and old money. Then only the sound of a glass set down on oak, the heartbeat of a man learning how to be English about grief. And far away the Ganges chuckling softly, because it knows every empire ends. I died in the buffet bar of St. Pancras Station in 1963. Waiting for a train that was cancelled due to leaves on the line. They carried me out past the pork pies and the British rail sandwiches. Weighed me on a color of arterial blood. We swing like the station clocks that lost 5 minutes in the blitz and never caught up. You used to meet me here under the big clock, suitcase in hand, lies in mouth. You never came the last time. I waited until the station closed. Then I died politely so as not to make a scene. The band played a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. As they wheeled me out past the last property office, I still swing to it, because in England even the dead keep time. There does things once between two cups I would take on cold on a table very flat above the pawn shop in the old Kent Road is longer than the entire girly empire ever was. One cup has your lipstick on the rim like a wound that one clot. The other has my tears in the bottom, salty as the tears I never let you see. Neither of us will drink again. I measure the distance in unanswered telephone rings from the red phone box outside the shop in letters returned to sender with not known at this address written in a civil servant's hand. In the time it takes Big Bang to strike 13 when nobody's listening and nobody ever is. I've tried to cross it with whiskey, with morphine, with minor chords bent until they scream. But the gap just yawns wider, polite and English and utterly lethal. Some nights I sit at the table when tall to the cups, as if you might still answer. I tell them about the weather, about the pies of fish, about how the sax player down the road lost another finger last winter. The cups don't reply, they just get colder. The Ganges flows onto London tonight, patient as an old debt collector. I hear it in the drains, in the gutters, in the blood, in my ears. It whispers that all water is one water, that tears then why does mine taste only of regret and tiddly's left too long? The distance between two empty deck chairs on Brighton Pier in November is longer than the distance from Land's End to John O'Groats, with a force 9 gale blowing the wrong way. One chair still has the indentation of your bottom, the other has the shape of my hope pressed into the canvas. The wind fills them both with salt and absence. I sit on the pier every year on the day you left, eating vinegar-soaked chips that go cold before they reach my mouth. The bandstand is boarded up, the woolits are rusted solid, but I can still hear the ghost of a saxophone playing the white cliffs of Dover in a key that makes grown men weep into their beer. I've tried to cross that distance with postcards I never sent, with bottles of gin thrown into the sea, with minor chords bent until they scream. The gulls bring everything back except you. I posted my last letter to you from the top of an under 15 bus in 1952. The fog was so thick, the conductor had to walk in front with a torch. I dropped the envelope out the window somewhere near the monument. The fog swallowed it whole, the way it swallowed the city for 4 days and 5,000 lungs. I still ride that route every night, top deck, back left seat, watching for the letter to surface like a body in the Thames. It never does. The fog keeps it the way it kept the smell of coal and wet wool and quiet despair. The saxophone tonight is the fog itself, thick yellow-gray tasting of sulfur and broken promises. hasn't finished dying yet. I nurse a pint that went flat 3 governments ago, listening to the fog chew my words to pulp. Somewhere inside that fog you were still reading the letter, or burning it, or using it to light a cigarette you never offered me. The fog ate my last letter and gave me back silence and perfect cockney vows. The fog ate my last letter and gave me back silence and perfect cockney vows. The longest distance in the world is not John O'Groats to Land's End, not London to Calcutta, not even the gap between what I said and what I meant. It is the 12 feet between my stool in the French house and the empty chair where you used to sit, nursing a gin and bitter lemon and breaking my heart with every smile. I still order 2 drinks out of habit. The barman stopped asking years ago. He just pours your ghost a gin and lets it evaporate beside my pint. I've 2 underground tickets in my wallet, creased and soft as old skin. One says stay, one says mind the gap forever. I tore them up outside St. Paul's during evensong, let the pieces fall like confetti at a funeral nobody attended. They turned into White Lotus on the Thames, but Lotus don't swim upstream, never have, never will. And the tide took them out past Gravesend before the verger had even finished the benediction. The distance is measured in heartbeats I still take for you, in breaths I still waste saying your name to empty rooms and pints I still raise to absent friends. It is the silence after the last bell at closing time, the silence that follows me home down Dean Street, the silence that sleeps in my bed and keeps the side warm that isn't there anymore. Held low the note in 1949 on the back of a ration book, blue ink already bleeding from the dent. I walked to Blackfriars Bridge at low tide when the mud stank like a corpse that had given up pretending. Didn't jump. I only posted the letter, one sheet folded twice, no envelope dropped between the railings like a bad tip. The river took it with the same bored politeness. It takes everything. Shopping trolleys, wedding rings, bodies from the war that still turn up when they dredge. The Thames has been chewing on that note for 75 years now, working it the way an old mine works, a piece of gristle he'll never swallow. I go down to the foreshore at Wapping when the tide's out and the gulls are screaming like air of Hugh Wardens. I look for it among the broken plates and clay pipes, the Victorian bottles, bones of dolls. I never find it, of course. The river keeps what it takes, but sometimes when the wind is right and the sax player in the cellar club on Cable Street is drunk enough, I swear I hear the paper flapping against a pier still legible. If you ever read this, one of us is already drowning. Both of us are. I drowned the night you left. You just did it more neatly. The saxophone tonight is played by a man who caught it in the Café de Paris raid, March 41. A chunk of ceiling took his chest but left his lips intact. He plays with plaster in his lungs and love in his throat, bending every note until it sounds like a confession in the old bay. He plays my note, the one I never sent you, over and over in the wrong key too. They're almost songs 3 autumns, folding paper boats, from unpaid gas bills, from the love letters I never sent, from the suicide note I rewrote 100 times and never used. On All Souls Night I carried them in a Fortnum and Mason bag to the Serpentine, launched them one by one, while the park keeper pretended not to see. One boat for every lie, one for every see you soon that turned into never, one for every time I said I'm fine when I was bleeding internally. They floated past the empty deck chairs, past the ghost nannies pushing prams full of nothing, past the swans that still remember the night the sky burned in 1940. You stood on the little bridge in your old Burberry, collar turned up against a wind that wasn't there, cigarette down to the filter, eyes older than London itself. You said, voice low as the foghorn on the river, light only exists to prove how bloody dark the dark really is, darling. You were right when the last paper boat sank near the Peter Pan statue. My empire sank with it, quieter than the fall of Singapore, more final than the last tram from Woolwich. I still carry one unsent boat in the inside pocket of my demo coat, next to the heart that still beats out of habit. It is heavier than Big Ben at midnight, heavier than the entire city when the rain decides to stay for the winter. Sometimes on the night bus home I take it out, unfold it, read the words I never posted. If you ever read this, one of us is already dead. I fold it again, smaller, tighter. I was born in a concrete pillbox on Dunkirk Beach in my 1940, while the little ships queued and the stupas sang overhead. My mother said the first sound I heard was a saxophone on a troop ship, playing "We'll Meet Again" to men who knew they wouldn't. I came out blue, and I've stayed blue ever since. I loved you the way soldiers loved England, from a distance, in the dark, with the constant feeling it might not be there tomorrow. You left the way England left Dunkirk, suddenly in good order, leaving everything behind except the guilt. Now I play a muted trumpet in a cellar off Charing Cross Road, every note shaped like a helmet washed up on audience are ghosts in dim mop suits, drinking spirits they can't taste anymore. We waltz 3 feet above the floor, because none of us quite touch the ground again. Shaped like a helmet washed up on the tide. The audience are ghosts in dim mop suits, drinking spirits they can't taste anymore. We waltz 3 feet above the floor, because none of us quite touch the ground again. I was born in Stepney in 1943, while the Luftwaffe rewrote the East End in fire and high explosive. My first lullaby was an air raid siren, my first blanket a Union Jack soaked in someone else's blood. I grew up swinging in Anderson shelters, while the sky fell in approved Luftwaffe portions. I loved you the way London loved the blackout, hard, fast, terrified it might end any second, and it did. One Tuesday in 1959, when you caught the boat train at Victoria and never looked back. Now I'll die a leaf in autumn, crushed under your Chelsea boots on the Central Line platform at Notting Hill Gate, just as the last train pulls out and the tannoy apologizes for the delay. No applause, no God save the Queen, no stiff upper lip, just the polite cough of an Englishman who's seen too much and still cues properly. Play it loud, band, play it like the night Jerry came and the sky turned orange for a week. Make the dead dance in their corrugated iron tombs. Make the Spears and the Land Girls and the ARP wardens kick up their heels one last time. This is the last summer of the war. This is the first winter of the rest of my life. This is the moment the music stops and nobody claps, because there's nobody left to clap. and violent strings from the night. The market caught fire in 44. The fruit porters never came back. The borrow boys never came back. The flower girls never came back. But the smell did. I walk through the ruins at 4:30 when even the ghosts have gone to bed, and the only living things are the rats and me. The rats don't mind the smell. I do. You waited for me once under the gas lamp by the Punch and Judy pub, coat collar up against a wind that wasn't there. Breath making little clouds that looked like lies. You said, voice low as the foghorn on the river. Love is only ever a ceasefire between wars. Darling, I laughed because I thought you were being clever. I stopped laughing in 1946 when the ceasefire ended, and nobody told me. Tonight the saxophone is the lights. Air raid siren that never got switched off, still wailing softly under the piazza arches like a warning that came 20 years too late. I dance with your absence on the cobble slow, respectful, like a court dance at a coronation. Nobody came to. My shoes are wet, my heart is wet, the city is wet. Everything is wet except the place where you used to be. The market clock stuck at 3:17, the exact minute the fires took hold. My heart has been stuck there. The Thames tonight is the color of a drowned sailor's coat, thick, oily, older than the city it carries on its back. I stand on Tower Bridge at 4 in the morning, the hour when even the ravens have given up and gone home. I write your name on the wet iron railing with the end of a dying cigarette. Watch the rain scrub it away before the ash even hits the water. Somewhere far below, the Ganges is flowing the wrong way around, whispering Tagore's old trick. Love is written on water so it can be forgotten, but London water never forgets. It keeps everything, unexploded bombs, wedding rings, suicide notes, the bones of Roman whores. I light another fag off the butt of the last, cup the flame like it's the last one thing. A saxophone down in the cellar club on Cable Street is playing body and soul as if it's a hymn for the executor. Each note is a beef eater who lost his head for looking at the wrong queen too long. I count the lamps along the embankment the way convicts once counted days, one for every year. You weren't here, one for every year. I pretended I didn't notice. The ravens left the tower the night you left me. Even they couldn't stand the silence that followed. Oh, Father Thames keeps every secret, but he tells them to the ghost, the junks, the bent coppers, the ghosts of the Gordon reorders. He told me yours, he told me you never loved me the way the city loved the blitz, hard fast, and with the lights off fear. I lean over the parapet and spit into the tide. The fever swallows it like it swallows everything else. No fuss, no ceremony. Ganges under Tower Bridge. Carry me past Trader's Gate, where they brought Anne Boleyn in by boat, past the place where they found the child's shoe after the Princess Alice went down, past the spot where I stood the night I realized you weren't coming back. Let me sink with the shopping trolleys, the stolen bikes, the wedding rings thrown in anger. Let the eaves pick my bones clean of every falling. Let the mud cloud Waterloo, the night you left for good. I had a platform ticket and no intention of using it. You boarded the boat train with a small brown suitcase and a smile that belonged to somebody else. From the barrier like a good Englishman, stiff upper lip, lower lip trembling, eyes already full of the channel you were about to cross. The band in the station, buffet kept playing, we'll meet again. Long after the war, long after the sense had gone, long after Vera Lynn had stopped believing in herself, I stayed behind with the saxophone player who'd lost 3 fingers to frostbite and 40. He could still bend a note until it broke in half and cried. We played until the station closed, until the lights went out, until the only thing left swinging was the noose of your absence around my neck. catch the ghost train from platform 9. Sit in an empty carriage that smells of coal smoke and old kisses, and ride it to the end of the line, which is always the same platform, the same goodbye, the same me still waving like a bloody idiot. The guard is a skeleton in a breach rail can. The tickets are made of ash. The destination board just says gone. I get off, walk the length of the empty train, get on again, repeat until closing time or death, whichever comes first. The saxophone player is still there, still missing the same 3 fingers, still playing the same band note. He nods at me like an old comrade. We never speak, we don't need to. We both know the war never ended, it just moved in. Don't mourn me, Duchess. Let me be the dry rot that starts in the paneling of your ancestral hall and brings the whole bloody house down beam by beam, century by century, until even the National Trust gives up and puts a preservation order on the collapse itself. I was your Mayfair spring when the cherry trees pretended the war never happened, your Ascot summer of champagne and broken promises, your shooting party autumn of fog and separation in a flat above a pawn shop in the Fulham Road. Now I wanna be the fungus that eats the family portraits from behind, the one that turns ancestors into dust and dust into me, the one that makes the floorboards sing when you walk across them in the dark. You'll smell me first in the library after rain, a sweet sour whiff behind the leather bindings of first editions you never read. Then you'll see the wallpaper bubble like old skin, the ceiling sag like an old man's cheeks, the chandelier give up and fall like a minor aristocrat on hard times who's just discovered the trust fund is empty when the surveyors come. When the ropes go up, when the tourists are kept out and the guidebook calls it romantic decay, I'll still be there, quietly digesting 400 years of breeding, turning dukes into spores and duchesses into mold when the trumpet gives its last aristocratic gasp long as the drive from the gates to the house. When the piano lid slams like the door of a bankrupt estate in 1926, when the double bass rots through its own strings and collapses like the West Wing in 1953, you'll understand at last. I never loved you, I only ever wanted to inherit you from the inside, to possess you the way dry rot possesses oak, slowly, silently, completely. Lights out centuries ago, no fire in the grave. Don't remember me fondly, oh. Let me be the rising dump that starts in the kitchen of your council flat in Peckham and climbs the walls like a slow green tide, until the wallpaper peels like old skin and the ceiling blooms with black galaxies of mold. I was your post-war spring of ration book roses, your coronation summer of street parties and lies, your winter of discontent with power cuts and 3-day weeks. Now I wanna be the damp that rots the floorboards, that makes the baby cough, that finally gets the place condemned. So you have to move and take me with you, in your lungs, in your clothes, in the taste of every cup of tea you'll ever drink again. When the trumpet chokes on its last muted song, when the piano keys stick with damp and despair, when the double bass warps and splits like the door frame in the hall, you'll understand. I never lived with you, I only ever infested you, the way rising damp infests everything it touches, until the only honest thing left is the smell of rot and the knowledge that nothing built after the war was ever meant to last. Lights out in 1979, no meat and money, no hope, only the sound of water seeping through concrete, and far below the foundations, the Ganges flowing on, patient as a slum landlord, knowing every block of flats ends the same way, condemned, boarded up, quietly demolished, while the damp moves on to the next place and starts again. blossom, pretended the war never happened. Your summer of pims and punts and lies on the grass at Henley. Your autumn of fog and separation in a flat above a pawn shop in the Fulham Road. Now I want to be your winter inside the mold that grows when the fruit is forgotten in the bowl. The blue fuzz that claims the last bite, the quiet revenge of everything that was once beautiful. When the trumpet takes its last breath, long as the Thames, from Cricklide to the north, when the pianist slams the lid like a coffin in Brookwood Cemetery, when the double bass gives one final death rattle like the old underground trains they scrapped in '63, you'll understand. I never existed outside your empire of the good, but I still rule from the compost heap of your head. Between your ribs, between your lies and your cucumber sandwiches, between the sheets that still smell of someone else. Lights out, smoke rising like the incense at a requiem. Nobody bothered to attend. Last chord hanging in the air like the smell with wet wool and old money, and only the sound of a I died in the buffet bar of St. Pancras Station in 1963, waiting for a train that was cancelled due to leaves on the line. They carried me out past the pork pies and the British rail sandwiches, laid me on a trolley next to a crate of warm Watney's Red Barrel. The band played on, they always do. Now every night I come back, translucent but punctual, sit at the same Formica every square. As they wheeled me out past the lost property office, I still swing to it, because in England even the dead keep time. Between two cups of tea gone cold on a table in a flat above a pawn shop in the old Kent route is longer than the entire British Empire ever was. One cup, one cup has your lipstick on the rim like a wound that won't clot. The other has my tears in the bottom, salty as the tears I never let you see. Neither of us will drink again. The distance in an answered telephone rings from the red phone box outside the shop. In letters returned to sender with not known at this address, written in a civil servant's hand in the time it takes Big Ben to strike 13, when nobody's listening. Nobody ever is. I've tried to cross it with whiskey, with morphine, with minor chords bent until they scream, but the gap just yawns wider, polite and English and loftily lethal. Some nights I sit at the table and talk to the cups as if you might still answer. I tell them about the weather, about the price of fish, about how the sax player down the road lost another finger last winter. The cups don't reply, they just get colder. The Ganges flows under London tonight, patient as an old debt collector. I hear it in the drains, in the gutters, in the blood in my ears. It whispers that all water is one water, that tears are just the Thames trying to get back to the sea. I whisper back, then why does mine taste only of regret? And Tetley's left too long. distance between two empty bread chairs in Brighton Pier in November is longer than the distance from Land's End to John O'Groats, with a force 9 gale blowing the wrong way. One chair still has the indentation of your bottom, the other has the shape of my hope pressed into the canvas. The wind fills them both with salt and absence. I sit on the pier every year on the day you left, eating vinegar-soaked chips that go cold before they reach my mouth. The bandstand is boarded up. The wool, it's a rusted solid, but I can still hear the ghost of a saxophone playing the white cliffs of Dover in a key that makes grown men weep into their beer. I've tried to cross that distance with postcards I never sent, with bottles of gin thrown into the sea, with minor chords bent till they scream. The gulls bring everything back except you. The dunes bring everything back except you. The distance between two empty deck chairs on Brighton Pier in November is longer than the distance from Land's End to John O'Groats, with a force 9 gale blowing the wrong way. I posted my last letter to you from the top of a number 15 bus in 1952. The fog was so thick, the conductor had to walk in front with a torch. I dropped the envelope out the window somewhere near the monument. The fog swallowed it whole, the way it swallowed the city for 4 days and 5,000 lungs. I watching for the letter to surface like a body in the Thames. It never does. The fog keeps it the way it kept the smell of coal and wet wool and quiet despair. The saxophone tonight is the fog itself, thick, yellow, gray, tasting of sulfur and broken promises. It plays one note that never resolves, a note that started in 1952 and hasn't finished dying yet. I nurse a pint that went flat 3 governments ago, listening to the fog chew my words to pulp. Somewhere inside that fog you are still reading the letter, or burning it, or using it to light a cigarette you never offered me. Cockney vowels. John O'Groats to Land's End, not London to Calcutta, not even the gap between what I said and what I meant. It is the 12 feet between my stool in the French house and the empty chair where you used to sit, nursing a gin and bitter lemon and breaking my heart with every smile. I still order 2 drinks out of habit. The barman stopped asking years ago. He just pours your ghost a gin and lets it evaporate beside my pint. I've 2 underground tickets in my wallet, creased and soft as old skin. One says stay, one says mind the gap forever. I tore them up outside St. Paul's during evensong, let the pieces fall like confetti at a funeral. Nobody attended. They turned into white lotus on the Thames, but lotus don't swim upstream. Never have, never will. And the tide took them out past Gravesend before the verger had even finished the benediction. Distance is measured in heartbeats I still take for you, in breaths I still waste, saying your name to empty rooms, in pints I still raise to absent friends. It is the silence after the last bell at closing time, the silence that follows me home down Dean Street, the silence that sleeps in my bed and keeps the side warm. I wrote the note in 1949 on the back of a ration book. Blue ink already bleeding from the damp. I walked to Blackfriars Bridge at low tide when the mud stank like a corpse that had given up pretending I didn't jump. I only posted the letter one sheet, folded twice, no envelope, dropped between the railings like a bad tip. The river took it with the same bored politeness. It takes everything: shopping trolleys, wedding rings, bodies from the war that still turn up when they dredge. The Thames has been chewing on that note for 75 years now, working it the way an old man works a piece of gristle he'll never swallow. Some nights I go down to the foreshore at Wapping when the tide's out and the gulls are screaming like ARP wardens. I look for it among the broken plates and clay pipes, the Victorian bottles, the bones of dogs. I never find it, of course. The river keeps what it takes. But sometimes when the wind is right and the sax player in the cellar club on Cable Street is drunk enough, I swear I hear the paper flapping against a pier, still legible. If you ever read this, one of us is already drowned. Both of us are. I drowned the night you left. You just did it more neatly. The saxophone tonight is played by a man who caught it in the cafe uncanny way. March forward. A chunk of ceiling took his chest, but left his lips intact. He plays with plaster in his lungs and love in his throat, bending every note until it sounds like a confession in the Old Bailey. He plays my note, the one I never sent you, over and over in the wrong key, until it set the bar with the double teachers. I spent 3 autumns folding paper boats from unpaid gas bills, from the love letters I never sent, from the suicide note I rewrote 100 times and never used. On All Souls Night I carried them in a Fortnum and Mason bag to the Serpentine, launched them one by one while the park keeper pretended not to see. One boat for every life, one for every see you soon that turned into never, one for every time I said I'm fine when I was bleeding internally. They floated past the empty deck chairs, past the ghost nannies pushing prams full of nothing, past the swans that still remember the night the sky burned in 1940. You stood on the little bridge in your old Burberry, collar turned up against a wind that wasn't there, cigarette down to the filter, eyes older than London itself. You said, voice low as the foghorn on the river, light only exists to prove how bloody dark the dark really leaves, darling. You were right when the last paper boat sank near the Peter Pan statue. My empire sank with it, quieter than the fall of Singapore, more final than the last tram from Woolwich. I still carry one unsent boat in the inside pocket of my dim old coat, next to the heart that still beats out of habit. It is heavier than Big Ben at midnight, heavier than the entire city when the rain decides to stay for the winter. Sometimes on the night bus home I take it out, unfold it, read the words I never posted. If you ever read this once, I was born in a concrete pillbox, undone Turk Beach in late 1940. Why the little ships queued and the Stukas sang overhead. My mother said the first sound I heard was a saxophone on a troop ship, playing "We'll Meet Again" to men who knew they wouldn't. I came out blue and I've stayed blue ever since. I loved you the way soldiers loved England, the constant feeling it might not be there tomorrow. You left the way England left unculled, suddenly in good order, leaving everything behind except the guilt. Now I play a muted trumpet in a cellar off Charing Cross Road. Every note shaped like a helmet, washed up on the tide. The audience are ghosts in demo suits, drinking spirits they can't taste anymore. We waltz 3 feet above the floor, because none of us quite touch the ground again. None of us quite touch the ground again. Born in Stepney in 1943, while the Luftwaffe rewrote the East End in fire and high explosive. My first lullaby was an air raid siren. My first blanket, a Union Jack soaked in someone else's blood. Swinging in Anderson shelters while the sky fell in approved Luftwaffe portions. I loved you the way London loved the blackout. Hard, fast, terrified. It might end any second, and it did. One Tuesday in 1959, when you caught the boat train at Victoria and never look back. Now I'll die a leaf in autumn, crushed under your Chelsea boots, on the Central Line platform at Notting Hill Gate. Just as the last train pulls out and the tannoy apologizes for the delay. No applause, no God save the Queen, no stiff upper lip, just the polite cough of an Englishman who's seen too much and still cues properly. Play it loud, band. Play it like the night Jerry came and the sky turned orange for a week. rest of my life. This is the moment the music stops and nobody claps, because there's nobody left to clap. Covent Garden still smells of burned oranges and burned violin strings from the night the market caught fire in four-leaf floor. The fruit porters never came back, the barrel boys never came back, the flower girls never came back, but the smell did. I walk through the ruins at 4:30 when even the ghosts have gone to bed, and the only living things are the rats and me. The rats don't mind the smell, I do. You waited for me once under the gas lamp by the Punch and Judy pub, coat collar up against a wind that wasn't there, breath-making little clouds that looked like lies. You said, voice low as the foghorn on the river, love is only ever a ceasefire between wars, darling. I laughed because I thought you were being clever. I stopped laughing in 1946 when the ceasefire ended and nobody told me. Tonight the saxophone is the last air raid siren that never got switched off, still wailing softly under the piazza arches, like a warning that came 20 years too late. Too late. I dance with your absence on the cobbles, slow, respectful, like a court dance at a coronation nobody came to. My shoes are wet, my heart is wet, the city is wet, everything is wet, except the place where you used to be. The market clock is stuck at 3:70, the exact minute the fires took hold. My heart has been stuck there ever since. I count the seconds between the stuck hands. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, forever.
The Thames tonight is the
color of a drowned sailor's coat, thick, oily, older than the city it carries on its back. I stand on Tower Bridge at 4 in the morning, the hour when even the ravens have given up and gone home. I write your name on the wet iron railing with the end of a dying cigarette. Watch the rain scrub it away before the ash even hits the water. Somewhere far below, the Ganges is flowing the wrong way round, whispering Tagore's old trick. Love is written on water so it can be forgotten. But London wanted it, never forgets, it keeps everything. Unexploded bombs, wedding rings, suicide notes, the bones of Rome and Horace. I light another fag off the butt of the last cup, the flame like it's the last warm thing in England. The saxophone down in the Cellar Club on Cable Street is playing bought and sold, as if it's a hymn for the executed. Each note is a beefeater who lost his head for looking at the wrong queen too long. I count the lamps along the embankment the way convicts once counted days. One for every year you weren't here, one for every year I pretended I didn't notice. The ravens left the tower the night you left me. Even they couldn't stand the silence that followed. Old Father Thames keeps every secret, but he tells them to the gulls, the drunks, the bent coppers, the ghosts of the gory odors. He told me yours. He told me you never loved me the way the city loved the blitz, hard, fast, and with the lights off. I lean over the parapet and spit into the tide. The river swallows it like it swallows everything else. No fuss, no ceremony. Ganges under Tower Bridge carry me past Trader's Gate, where they brought Ambo living in by boat, past the place where they found the child shoe. After the Princess Alice went down past the spot where I stood the night, I realized you weren't coming back. Let me sink with the shopping trolleys, the stolen bikes, the wedding rings thrown in anger. Let the eels pick my bones, keen of every if only. Let the mud cry. I was the last train out of Waterloo the night you left for good. I had a platform ticket and no intention of using it. You boarded the boat train with a small brown suitcase and a smile that belonged to somebody else. I waved from the barrier like a good Englishman, stiff upper lip, lower lip trembling, eyes already full of the channel you were about to cross. Since I catch the ghost train from platform 9, sit in an empty carriage that smells of coal smoke and old kisses, and ride it to the end of the line, which is always the same platform, the same goodbye, the same me still waving like a bloody idiot. The guard is a skeleton in a British rail tack. The tickets are made of ash. The destination board just says gone. I get off, walk the length of the empty train, get on again. Repeat until closing time, or death, whichever comes first. The saxophone player is still there, still missing the same three.
Don't mourn me, Duchess. Let me be the dry rot that starts in the paneling of your ancestral hall and brings the whole bloody house down beam by beam, century by century, until even the National Trust gives up and puts a preservation order on the collapse itself. I was your Mayfair spring when the cherry trees pretended the war never happened. Your ascot strummer of champagne and broken promises. Your shooting party autumn of fog and separation in a flat above a pawn shop in the Fulham Road. Now I want to be the fungus that eats the family portraits from behind, the one that turns ancestors into dust and dust into me, the one that makes the floorboards sing when you walk across them in the dark. You'll smell me first in the library after rain, a sweet sour whiff behind the leather bindings of first editions you never read. Then you'll see the wallpaper bubble like old skin, the ceiling sag like an old man's cheeks, the chandelier give up and fall like a minor aristocrat on hard times who's just discovered the trust fund is empty. When the surveyors come, when the ropes go up, when the tourists are kept out and the guidebook calls in romantic decay, I'll still be there, quietly digesting 400 years
its last aristocratic gasp, long as the drive from the gates to the house. When the piano lid slams like the door of a banquet estate and intuitives. When the double bass rots through its own strings and collapses like a windstream. Then 1953 you'll understand at last I never loved you. Don't remember me fondly, love. Let me be the rising damp that starts in the kitchen of your council flat in Peckham and climbs the walls like a slow green tide until the wallpaper peels like old skin and the ceiling blooms with black galaxies of mold. I was your post-war spring of ration book roses, your coronation summer of street parties and lies, your winter of discontent with power cuts and 3-day weeks. Now I wanna be the damp that rots the floorboards, that makes the baby cough, that finally gets the place condemned. So you have to move and take me with you, in your lungs, in your clothes, and the taste of every cup of tea you'll ever drink again. When the trumpet chokes on its last muted song, when the piano keys stick with damp and despair, when the double bass warps and splits like the door frame in the hall, you'll understand. I never lived with you. I only ever infested you the way rising damp infests everything it touches, until the only honest thing left is the smell of rot and the knowledge that nothing built after the war was ever meant to last. Lights out in 1979. No meter money, no hope, only the sound of water seeping through concrete, and far below the found foundations the Ganges flowing on, patient as a slum landlord, knowing every block of flats ends the same way, condemned, boarded up, quietly demolished, while the damp moves on to the next place and starts again.